In January, the France 24 culture team went to the gastronomy capital of Lyon to film this show about the foodie wonders of the French city. But before we could broadcast it, the health crisis struck and restaurants in France were closed for 3 months. Things aren't completely back to normal, but we still want you to discover one of the city's most exciting restaurants. Congratulations on your Michelin star.
Thank you.
You must be delighted. You're Brazilian, but you've lived in Lyon for 20 years. Why is Lyon the place to be for a young chef?
I came here to do my study in the Institute Bocuse, and then I loved this city.
Why is Lyon the gastronomy capital, do you think?
I think it's about the origins of Lyon, because in Lyon we have a lot of cultures, and then we have a big history of gastronomy.
And Tabitha, you guys are going to cook for us today. What are you going to make?
It's called foie gras. It's smoked foie gras, braised endives, and pear, fresh pear.
While we're getting that ready, let's find out more about Lyon, France's gastronomic capital.
Garçon, if you please, may we have 2 fish, chips and peas, or as you say, poisson frites and petit pois. What is it with you English and your deep fried chips and fish? What a bob if you wish. Okay, voilà. So perhaps madame would care for some hors d'oeuvre.
Lyon n'est pas capitale mondiale de la gastronomie pour rien.
Parce qu'on est tellement bons à Lyon que...
Nos chefs lyonnais, ils sont super, ils se battent, ils ont des bons produits.
A little canapé? The escargot she would love. Can I tempt you with some consommé to start? We French know our onions, we can stuff them in a tart. We have brie and camembert, chocolat éclair. The chefs on crêpes Suzette, you will...
La meunière, c'est un bouchon lyonnais. Un bouchon, c'est une maison qui a à peu près 100 ans chez moi, et c'est une cuisine lyonnaise authentique. Les mères lyonnaises étaient des femmes qui cuisinaient dans des maisons bourgeoises, et dans ces maisons, elles faisaient quoi? Elles récupéraient les abats que les bourgeois ne voulaient pas, et les cuisinaient pour elles. Voilà, et au fur et à mesure, elles ont ouvert leur restaurant et ont continué à faire toutes ces spécialités lyonnaises qui sont les tripes, tous ces produits dits de second choix qui ont emmené à faire notre cuisine lyonnaise. Je vais vous présenter quelques plats lyonnais. Hein. On va commencer par un des classiques de la cuisine lyonnaise qui est la quenelle de brochet. La quenelle de brochet est une sorte de soufflé, une pâte à choux avec du brochet dedans que l'on fait cuire, qui gonfle. Et elle est servie avec une sauce, là c'est une sauce écrevisse. On appelle ça la sauce Nantua. Le tablier de sapeur, c'est une tripe qui est marinée vin blanc, moutarde et panée. Elle est poêlée ou frite généralement, servie avec une petite sauce gribiche et un petit gratin de la mère Fillou. La mère Fillou, c'est une mère lyonnaise qui faisait un gratin de pâte. Et l'oreiller de la belle meunière, c'est un gros pâté croûte à base de foie gras, cœur de canard, poulet de la Dombe, canette de la Dombe, pintade de la Dombe, veau et porc. Il y a 7 viandes. Voilà une partie de mes spécialités lyonnaises. Ben, c'est une cuisine plutôt canaille, gourmande, de partage, d'esprit. Voilà, on a des tables, on vient, on s'assoit et c'est gourmand. Voilà.
Well, you've been discovering Lyon's culinary delights. Chefs Tabitha and Ludovic May have been preparing ingredients for a very special starter, smoked foie gras. Talk us through what you're doing.
Ludo, it's cutting the foie gras. It's very smoked.
And Lyon has a lot of traditions. It's heavy, rich food. Tell us about your philosophy for cooking.
Our philosophy, it's something very easy to understand. We hate the restaurants that when you begin eat, you need to thinking and reflection what you are eating. It's very intellectual food. Our kitchen is like this, it's to make pleasure, and it's very simple to understand, but it's not simple to preparing. Like the foie gras, you can see like this, you don't understand how much work there is behind this slice of foie gras.
Lyon is famous for being the home of Paul Bocuse, the very famous chef who brought nouvelle cuisine to the world. They call him the Pope of French gastronomy. You actually studied at his cooking school. What did you learn from him about cooking?
Never give it up. Work hard, and don't forget that you cook for someone and not for yourself.
Paul Bocuse a été un peu c'est celui qui a mis en avant les chefs dans le monde. C'est lui qui a vraiment développé tout ce monde de la gastronomie.
For a long time, though, he wasn't a fan of female chefs, was he? even though you actually ran one of his restaurants, Marguerite. Do you think that's changing?
Yes, I think yes. It's step by step, but yes, we can see a little bit of evolution. Yeah.
Are you the only woman in Lyon to have a restaurant with an étoile, with a Michelin star?
Yes, at Lyon, yes, but not in France.
While we're finishing preparing the dish that we're going to eat at the end of the show, we're going to take a trip now to Paul Bocuse's cooking school to find out more about how the industry is evolving.
Extreme concentration. At the Institut Paul Bocuse in Lyon, the cooking session can begin.
This week, we're going to study making chocolate and sweets. Going to show you how to make chocolate pralines. Understood? Yes, that's very good. Make all of them like that.
This week, 7 students are studying under Joannick Taton as they learn the art of pastries. Taton is one of the Institute's carefully selected teachers.
I'm watching, so don't you worry. The school's main goal is to pass on knowledge. That's its very essence. There are all kinds of students from many different nationalities. Their skills upon arrival may be different, but we teach them about French pastries, and it's an enriching experience.
An institute that's French at heart, but international in scope. Of its 1,000 students, more than 30% are from abroad, representing some 50 countries. Junyoung Kim, in his 3rd year, is from South Korea.
I've been living in France for 4 years now. I'd like to stay here, and if I'm lucky, open a restaurant one day.
Barbara, 22, is French. For her, training at the institute founded by Paul Bocuse, one of France's most celebrated chefs, is a childhood dream come true.
He's a symbol of French gastronomy. I would have loved to meet him.
The chocolate session is wrapping up, to be followed, of course, by a tasting.
The best way to learn is by tasting.
To mark its 30th anniversary, the institute plans to double in size, meaning the culinary and hospitality schools will be able to welcome 2,000 students, attracting even more talent to the program. Their training restaurant, Saison, has just been awarded its first Michelin star.
So it's the end of the show and time for the tasting. What do you think Paul Bocuse would have said about this dish?
I don't know, maybe, yeah, a little bit modern. Too modern for him, but tasty, I hope.
What makes something French? Like, what makes a dish French, do you think?
I think it's about foie gras. This is the principal thing, because foie gras is very French cuisine.
Okay, all right, well, let's taste it. It's really unusual. It's not like normal foie gras, is it?
No, it's the flavor of smoked, and the endive make it also fresh and crispy and a little bit bitter.
It's a very busy time for you both. Just before we go, you've just got a Michelin star, but as well as that, you've opened a whole new restaurant concept here in Lyon. Tell us about it.
It's a food court, but a gastronomic one. It means we have 12 chefs, famous chefs about good food, but not really expensive. We are really lucky about the place because we took a historic building in the old town. The place is amazing.
Okay, well, good luck with that.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I'm going to finish my foie gras.
Enjoy.
After being closed for 3 months because of the health crisis, the restaurants you've seen in this programme have now reopened with strict social distancing measures in place.
Je regarde France 24 parce qu'en tant qu'étudiante en sciences politiques, ça me permet de rester à jour sur les informations dans le monde, sur les conflits, les débats politiques, tout ça.
الاختلاف بين فرنسا 24 والقنوات التانية في المحتوى المتنوع وفي التوجه الأقرب للحيادية.
I like their coverage, especially with the news and the politics. But also I like the cultural aspect because that, me as a Kenyan, I get to learn a lot about Francophone, Africa, Francophone in general, whether it's in Europe or here, just from France 24.
France 24 m'aide à voir une perspective plus complète du monde et à comprendre différentes langues et différentes cultures.
France 24, with you everywhere, all the time. Liberté, égalité, actualité.